I started to think of a book that I got from my late father-in-law, and it's called Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. John Bunyan was a Puritan preacher and a traveling tinker, which means he fixed items like pots and pans and other kitchen utensils. But he is most famous for writing Pilgrim's Progress. It was first published in 1678. It's been published in over 200 languages, and it has never been out of print. The Pilgrim's Progress is a story. It's an allegory of a man who wanders or travels through life with a very large burden on his back.
I cannot go faster till from this burden I'm freed. Oh, I'm sure you can go faster. Come on, pick up the slack. This is as fast as I can go with this burden on my back. Burden, you see.
And in his travels, he runs into different characters that either help or hinder him on his path to a celestial country.
We will not join your fare. We politely refuse. We don't care for your fare or for fancy new shoes.
Your path crosses right by our Vanity Fair. I dare you boys not to stop and stare.
There's more to the story, but eventually the man finds the cross, and he learns that Jesus Christ takes his burdens. So in light of this, I thought, I want to make a recipe that a pilgrim might make, and I found this recipe book. There are a lot of recipes in here using mutton or pigeon or prunes or cabbage, but I found one that I could do at home, and it's called curd fritters. And it uses ingredients that I have in my kitchen. So I'm going to do the best I can following the directions from the cookbook. Now, I don't know what their cottage cheese was like back then, but I blended it up a little bit to make it softer. And the directions are not precise. It says just to use a handful of flour. So I'm just going to use about 1/4 of a cup. And yes, I'm halving the batch because it asks for 10 egg yolks, and I'm using 5. It says to take the egg yolks and break them in a pan, and then add a handful of curds, and the cottage cheese is the curds. Then add a handful of fine flour, and strain them all together, and make a batter. And if it be not thick enough, put more curds in it, and salt to it. This actually looks too thick, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of this egg white. Now, I wasn't sure how thick this was supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be pretty thin so it could make sort of like a crepe, but since these are fritters, I guess this would be the right consistency. And then it says, then set it on the fire in a frying pan with such stuff as you will fry them with. So it doesn't matter what kind of oil. I'm going to use this Crisco just because it's kind of like lard. It says, when it is hot, with a ladle take part of your batter and put of it into the pan and let it run as small as you can, and then stir with a stick. I'm assuming that means spread it out. And then turn them with a scummer. I have this spatula, and I'm assuming this is like a scummer. It's half spoon, half spatula. Turn it with a scummer, and when they be fair and yellow fried, that's when you take them out and cast sugar upon them and serve them forth. I took off some of the oil with a paper towel, and I'm dusting it with powdered sugar and serving them forth. I also tried some with some granulated sugar because that would be more likely what they would use, and it tastes good too, but I think the powdered sugar tastes best. My husband didn't notice the curds inside, so that was a good thing. So these are sort of soft and eggy, but they taste really good, sort of like a thick crepe. A little thawed frozen strawberries are a good addition, and whipped cream would probably taste good too. So there it is, curd fritters, Pilgrim style, inspired by the book Pilgrim's Progress, an inspirational classic by John Bunyan. Thanks for watching.